Hello everybody and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. I'm sorry that it's been a while since we've done any videos. I went to Download Festival, rock on, and I got some incredible cold afterwards. It's not that surprising being in a field with, I think it was 110,000 people this year being pushed into them in various mosh pit situations. I did come back pretty sick, but I've just about recovered and we've been graced with a brand new Lord of the Rings set. So what better timing? So today what I've done, I did a sealed event, which I think I got to 5 wins out of 7, so not too bad. And then I've taken a bunch of the cards that I opened and I've tried to make a deck with them. And what we opened was some of this, which is the Orcish Bowmasters. Now this is 1 and a black for a 1/1 with flash. It's an Orc Archer. When Orcish Bowmasters enters the battlefield and whenever an opponent draws a card, except for the first one they draw in each of their draw steps, Orcish Bowmasters deals 1 damage to any target. Then amass Orcs 1. So amass is a mechanic that was around before. It's now called amass Orcs, and you get Orcs instead of, I think it was zombies before. But it's basically the same thing. You get a 0/0 that gets bigger each time you amass. And we get to do 1 damage to any target. So if our opponent is drawing extra cards, we're going to get to do them damage and amass. So what I wanted to do is play cards that work around giving our opponent extra cards and also punishing them for it, and as well as trying out a whole bunch of the new cards. How are we going to give our opponent extra cards? I'm running 3 of Love Song of Night and Day. Now this is not a new card, even though you probably haven't seen it very much. It's a 3 costing Saga with Read Ahead, but its first chapter is you and target opponent each draw 2 cards. It then creates a 1/1 white bird and puts put a 1/1 counter on 2 creatures. But really it's that first chapter we're talking about here, because that is going to let us and our opponent draw 2. Obviously normally letting our opponent draw 2 is bad, but in this case it will let us do 2 damage and give us a 2/2 as well as us drawing 2 cards. So it's very, very strong. And then we're running Loran of the Third Path. Obviously Loran been played quite a bit. When it enters the battlefield, we destroy 1 artifact or enchantment. There's quite a lot of artifacts and enchantments in the new Lord of the Rings set, but also tap you and target opponent each draw a card. So that's a 1/1 and 1 damage for us every turn. This is assuming our opponent isn't sort of drawing any extra cards of their own volition. Obviously, in a you making your opponent draw deck, we have to be running Sheoldred the Apocalypse, so we're running 4 of this, 4/5. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2. So these, like both players' draws effects, are super strong in a Sheoldred deck, and hopefully in an Orcish Bowmasters deck. For the rest of the cards, I'm just going to go from the ground up. So we are running 2 of March of Otherworldly Light. I won't go through this card, we all know what that does. 2 of Gollum's Bite. So Gollum's Bite is a 1 black instant, and it does target creature get -2/-2 until end of turn. So quite a nice in Alchemy, where there's lots of little 1 and 2 toughness creatures floating around. But it also has pay 4, exile Gollum's Bite from your graveyard. The ring tempts you, activate only as a sorcery. So the ring tempts you. It's a new mechanic which basically walks you down this ladder that you can see here. So there are 4 stages to the ring tempts you. Whenever you do the ring tempts you, if you have a creature, you can choose a ring bearer. If you have a ring bearer, it basically gets accumulation of all the effects that you've managed to do so far. So once you've been tempted by the ring 4 times in a game, any ring bearer you have will have all 4 of these effects. The first one is your ring bearer is legendary and can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. It's actually a very nice little unblockable effect there. Whenever your ring bearer attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. Very nice with our Sheoldred around and nice in our deck. 3, whenever your ring bearer becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller sacrifices it at the end of combat. So that is effectively like giving your creature death touch. Slightly better because it will kill indestructible things, but basically if they block their ring bearer, their thing dies. And whenever your ring bearer deals combat damage to a player, each opponent loses 3 lives, so 3 more damage to your ring bearer, which is very nice considering it's hard to block. These aren't overwhelmingly powerful effects, but considering you get all of them on a creature, and it's relatively easy to get tempted by the ring a lot, especially if you've read the books, then yeah, I'd say this is quite an interesting little card, so we're going to test the mechanic out. I've only got 1 of Frodo, Sauron's Bane. It's a white for a 1/2 legendary halfling citizen. You can pay white-black ×2, and if Frodo is a citizen, which it obviously comes in as, it becomes a scout with a base power and toughness 2/3 and lifelink, and then pay 3 black, and if Frodo is a scout, it becomes a halfling rogue with whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game if the ring has tempted you 4 or more times this game, otherwise the ring tempts you. So very interesting little card. We're going to test it out. We've only got one of them, so it's obviously not a build around for us in this deck, but it's a very interesting effect to give us a go. I'm running one of Flowering of the White Tree. So this is a white legendary enchantment. Again, I've only got one, but it's legendary, so I'm not too bothered. Legendary creatures you control get +2/+1 and have ward 1. So this feels like it would work very well in a deck with Frodo if we had 4 of both. And non-legendary creatures you control get +1/+1. So it's a very nice little Anthem effect for 2, but huge Anthem effect on legendary creatures. And whilst our Bowmasters aren't legendary, we do have Loran, Sheoldred, Lobelia, and Lotho, and Frodo, all of which are legendary. So it actually hits quite a lot of our creatures. We're running 2 of Call of the Ring. So this is one of our main ring tempts you outlets. Call of the Ring is 1 and a black for an enchantment, and at the beginning of your upkeep, the ring tempts you. So 4 turns in would have been tempted 4 times. Whenever you choose a creature as your ring bearer, so every time the ring tempts you, even if you've completed all 4, you will get this proc. You may pay 2 life. If you do, draw a card. Obviously, this pairs very nicely with Sheoldred, because you can pay 2 life for a card. In other words, we're just drawing an extra card for free every single turn that we have this out plus Sheoldred. There may be a situation where having multiple Call of the Rings out leads to even more crazy situations. Watch the video and see if that happens. 3 go for the Floats for removal. 1 Gollum, the Scheming Guide. This is also a little legendary creature in the deck. It's 1 and a black, and it's got an absolute wall of text. But let's go for it. When Gollum Scheming Guide attacks, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put them back in any order, then choose land or non-land. An opponent, so we obviously know what they are. An opponent guesses whether the top card of your library is the chosen kind. So I choose land, they say true or false, I then reveal it. If they guess right, we remove Gollum from combat, i.e. we don't do any damage with it. Otherwise, we draw a card and Gollum can't be blocked this turn. So this is another little card draw mechanic, sort of weird in the deck, because we can sort of wish for something, knowing what it is, and the opponent can sort of deny us that. So it's kind of like a bluffing game with Gollum Scheming Guide, which I like. I like anything to do with bluffing or interesting mechanics where you can try and outwit your opponent. Orcish Bowmasters I have covered. It looks like a very strong card. Sheoldred's Assimilator, 1 of, just so that we've got a little bit of get stuff out of the graveyard. 2 Sheoldred's Edict for a bit more removal. 2 Lotho, the Corrupt Shirriff, which is a white and a black legendary halfling rogue. It's a 2/1, and whenever a player casts their 2nd spell each turn, you lose 1 life and create a treasure token. So we lose a life, but we get a treasure, and it ramps us a little bit. Now, we should be casting 2nd spells quite a lot, because we've got a cheap deck here. We've got lots of 1-drops, lots of 2-drops. Our average is only 2.4. And given that we have lots and lots of drawing mechanisms, I'm imagining that being able to draw a lot and get lots of treasure tokens is going to lead to us playing a lot. So I think this could work well in this deck. Been through these 2. We're running 1 Lobelia Sackville Baggins. Now this is a 2 and a black, so a 3 costing 2/3 with Flash and Menace is legendary again. So we're only running 1. When Lobelia Sackville Baggins enters the battlefield, exile target creature card from an opponent's graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. So a little bit of extra exile from graveyards, but only if it's already been on the battlefield, not if they've milled it there or discarded it there. Then create X treasure tokens, where X is the exile card's power. A very interesting mechanic. So if we kill something, we can flash this in, and then we can get a load of treasure tokens in theory. So let's just say our opponent reanimates an Atraxa, we go for the throat on it, it's in their graveyard, we then have another 3 mana, we can play Lobelia, we can exile the Atraxa so it never comes back, and we can get 7 treasure tokens. Sounds pretty nice. We're running 1 of Andúril, Flame of the West, and this is a mythic 3-costing artifact. Now, when you're looking at this deck, I would not say go and craft all the stuff in this deck. This is me trying out some of the cards, just so that I and you guys can have a look at how they play out. By no means would I say this fits wonderfully in the deck. This is a 3-costing legendary equipment. It's equipped creature gets +3/+1. It has equipped 2. When equipped creature attacks, create 2 tapped 1/1 white spirit creature tokens of flying. If that creature is legendary, they're tapped and attacking instead. So if it's non-legendary, they just come in tapped. If your creature is legendary, which most of ours are, so we do have a bit of a Legends theme going on, then those spirits are tapped and attacking. So it basically makes your creature like a +5/+1 almost. even better than that. So I'd say this is a banging equipment. I mean, I don't think it's wonderful in this deck because we haven't got loads of good attackers. You know, I feel like Gollum could be quite good because it has this can't be blocked thing, and we've got quite a few combat tricks. But in general, probably not perfect in this deck, but still fun. Then we've got, and I'm sorry for the pronunciation of this, the Palantír of Orthanc. It's a 3-costing legendary artifact, again, one of in this deck. At the beginning of your end step, put an influence counter on Palantír of Orthanc and scry 2. So every turn we get to scry 2. Then target opponent may have you draw a card, so they know that we've scried 2, so they know we've got a good chance of finding something we want. If that player doesn't, you mill X cards, where X is the number of influence counters on Palantír of Orthanc, and that player loses life equal to the total mana value of those cards. Now we don't have huge mana value in this deck, so again I'm not sure if this is perfect here, but I love this mechanic. I absolutely love the mechanic, I love the card, because we're sort of bluffing our opponent again. Like, if we want to draw it, and if it's high mana value, then we're not bluffing. Everything lines up. But sometimes we're going to want to draw low mana value things. Sometimes we're going to want to draw lands, for example, and this is then going to be a lot worse. But we've got the constant opportunity to bluff our opponent, and obviously as the game goes on, it's just going to slowly kill our opponent. So having lots of removal in a deck with this sounds very nice. I think it's just going to be a fun card to play. And then finally, Isildur's Fateful Strike is a 4-costing legendary instant. So a legendary instant, for those that don't know, means you can only cast this if you have a legendary creature or planeswalker available. We don't have any planeswalkers in the deck, but we've got a lot of legendary creatures. Destroy target creature, so for 4, not great. If its controller has more than 4 cards in hand, they exile cards from their hand equal to the difference. To me, it sounds a little bit weak, because the odds are that our opponent does not have 4 cards in hand by the time we can afford a 4-drop, since we're not ramping into this. And even if they've got 5, like destroy target creature and they exile 1 card from their 5, not that great. Obviously, the reason that this could be interesting in the deck is because we're making our opponent draw a lot with these cards. So we could get their hand up to 7, costing them life through Sheoldred and through the Bowmasters, and then force them to exile them all out of their hand again. It seems like a very unlikely scenario to come together, but if it does, it could be very nice. The only extra card we have in the deck is the Barad-dûr, which is a legendary land. It has the ability to amass orcs if a creature died this turn. Could come up, but it's just there because we can have a one-off, and we've got lots of legendary creatures. That's the deck. It's a whole host of new cards, including some old removal, basically, plus Sheoldred. Let's give it a go, see how we get on. Alright. Lord of the Rings. I'm excited, man. Look at this. I only actually got 1 new card. I mean, this is basically a new card, but no. Let's go black. No, we don't want that, because we've got 2 lands, one of them's on black. But that is a new card as well. Ooh, yeah, we'll go with this, shall we? At the beginning of your upkeep, the ring tempts you. Ropeline, tendon, whatever. I haven't really got any way to deal with lots of enemies, but we'll find one. Oh man, there's going to be some enemies. Boom, boom. So, when I next choose this, does this get all of these abilities? I think it does. Oh man, seems to be some creatures. Let's hope they haven't got a Jetmare. I mean, we'll have to go for the throat available. I think we'll have to. We'll definitely pay 2 life. I mean, I don't understand why I'm drawing 4 now. got tempted twice, and each one went through both Call of the Rings. Okay, that's pretty cool. We'll play this because it's new and fun. I think we're going to need the Bowmasters. I think that could also be useful. I guess they could make us mill them, but then they'll take 2 damage. That's okay. So we've got the go for the throat for the Jetmir, as long as they haven't got a protection spell. Yeah, Mondrak I can't deal with. Because they can just make it indestructible. Got to get rid of this innkeeper. So this can shoot for 1. Like so. We get tempted by the ring. We'll choose this. Pay 2. Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, these stack amazingly with Sheoldred. So, let's play Lotho, Corrupt Shirriff. So we're going to keep up at least 1 removal for if there's a Jetmir. So let's just pass. We can throw lands. I'm not too worried about that. No, and okay. The Fateful Strike is good. We need a bit more removal, and if they don't let us draw it, they're going to take 4. When it attacks, draw a discard, blocked by a creature, they sack it. Deals combat damage to a player each. Yeah, just none of those are actually useful against a huge wide board. 1, 2, 3. I've got so much card advantage. Oh, okay. Yeah. So let's shoot this. Maybe I should have let them attack first, to be honest, but oh well. God, I literally have no idea what's really going on. Let's get rid of the Traveller, because if they keep picking that up and keep recasting, that will cause us trouble, whereas, yeah, treasure tokens will be nice for us. So we can force them to sack a non-token. I mean, it'll be one of these, but that's okay. Got to start getting through this at some point. Ring tempts us. It's weird that the mechanic goes through once and then that's it kind of thing. I mean, this is so good with Sheoldred. What? We're drawing 5 cards a turn for no life. I'm drawing 5 cards a turn, I still can't win, but there'll be something in here that helps us win. Yeah, I think there's some stuff somewhere. Some fun equipments and yeah. I put the flowering white tree on the bottom. It's a shame because that could help us. But come on, Charlie, what are you doing? This is just getting fun. And the Palantír of Orthanc will win for us eventually. We've removed their life gain. So we're going to keep this for a Jetmir. I assume they're playing one. They might not be. Or another valet. This is an instant, right? Yeah. Legendary instant. What are you just dropping? That I'm drawing 5 cards a turn? Or what's going on here? Maybe they've, you know, in classic Wizard style, have introduced a load of crashes into the new version. Can't be sure. Can't be sure. I'm very tempted by the ring though, so if I could be allowed to proceed, that would be wonderful. Yeah. Yeah. Still got 4 mana, which is what we need for our Fateful strike. Yeah, an interesting land as well. No. We took 6 because we milled 3 non-lands. I mean, I know that they're disconnected, but it's interesting to see how this does in this kind of stalemate. I think we'd have been okay because we could just top deck enough removal till the end of the game, and these 1/1s are never going to do it for them. We can kill too many in one go. Amass Orcs X. So we could do it for like 5, only if a creature died. Okay. That's acceptable. It's a shame the opponent disconnected, because this would have been a fun one to see how it ended up, but at least I got like 1 game to try and get to grips with some of these mechanics. This one seems pretty fun. But really, Call of the Ring and Sheoldred, it seems like a bit of a bonkers combo, to be honest. Alright, we'll try again. Alright. I love that there's actually people playing Alchemy now because of Lord of the Rings. It's wonderful. It's what we needed, is a set that people actually wanted to play, and they've actually managed that, so well done. Why has our opponent got 68? They're probably doing the same thing we're doing and just messing about with some cards. I don't blame them for that. We don't need that one for now. We will need it for this, but I'm going to assume we're going to draw one in the next 3 draws. There we go. Let's go with the Lotho. Sorry, I know I'm probably butchering some of the Lord of the Rings names. I'm not that au fait with Lord of the Rings. I know enough. I have seen them all. I've tried to read them, but failed. I think we'll just hold for the Edict, because Loran's not that useful right away. Okay, that isn't something we can deal with, so opponent just ramping for now. Let's play the Sheoldred. We've got a Call of the Ring as well, which is nice. They're going to have 5 mana, so they could even Sunfall or something horrible like that, given that no, white creatures. I was going to say it looks like white control playing this envelope. Okay. Ossification is okay, because we've got the Loran. bang, and then we'll play the call. Get our treasure. Nice. I'm not sure how useful this is going to be, but it looks fun, right? In the trenches, we need more Lorans, clearly. Okay, we'll force you to get rid of this Gavany Dawn Guard. Who wants to be probably Loran? Ooh, we've got Frodo. So let's get rid of this. Bang, bang, bang. This is very different to the last game, eh? They lose two. Why can't I tap this? Is it just, do I need full control? I thought I should be allowed to tap this in response to that, but I think it is probably a full control drop. Ah, there we go. We'll do it in response to that. Good game. That was very convincing. I'm not going to lie. That was very convincing. GG. Okay. First 12. See if we can find some more people who aren't used to Alchemy. Gollum, the scheming guide. Look at this card. Look at the amount of text on this bad boy. I think we'll do this, and then maybe we'll need to march something for Lotho. Although this was so good, I don't really want to ditch it. Is it just one we have in the deck? Two. Okay. Oh, they didn't attack. Interesting. Then I'll play this. Poor Lotho. Maybe I should have played my Gollum. Uh-oh. Getting nashied. Let's go white. Scry. That could be very good against this deck. And then we'll play Gollum. Whenever it attacks, look at the top two, then choose land on land. An opponent then guesses. I love how it makes us choose. So it's like you have to like bluff, even though our choice isn't irrelevant. It's only what the opponent guesses. Okay, we'll just block this. We don't want any more free cards. They get to look at our hand. They'll probably take Sheoldred. That's what I would do. Just leave a pile of removal behind. Yeah. We'll pass. So, if we Bowmaster on this, they'll just pick it up, right? Not pick it up, untap it. So let's do this instead. They can pick this up, but I guess if they've got something to ninjutsu for one, it'll be annoying. Okay, they have, well, they may have. Yeah, that's also annoying. Okay, black, scry. We'll put that away. them to sack a non-token. They'll probably get rid of Cridle. Then we'll use the Bowmaster, target this, block with the army. Prosperous Thief, okay. Yeah, we'll have to play this just because. Why not? That just lets them create a treasure, but if we let them put it in, I guess we're not scared of the biting palm ninja anymore. We'll let it through. Just take the treasure, okay. Just multiple of those. This is good. That was nice. I thought for sure they would trade this Loran. So we're taking 6. I think we're going to have to block the Prosperous Thief just in case. Guess we can block with this. They would have to upgrade the power of this by 3 somehow, which is possible. That green one, I can't remember what it was called. The Insect Ninja. It's a 6/5. I think it needs 1 green, which they could do with the courtyard, but yeah. I don't know if we should be drawing them up, but so we can just attack with Loran. So if they blow Loran up, we don't have lethal anyway. And if they don't blow Loran up, if they don't blow it up, we win. Do we lose? Let's play this. Can't block both of these. Can block 1 and then 1. Can't tap this for a card. Can't do anything with this. Yeah, we lose. I guess they could not attack with everything. If I don't equip this, maybe they'll read deep that we've got something. No. Okay. Ouch. Destroyed by ninjas. Okay. I've got a real two-face going on now with the evening sunlight, but I'll work out my lighting soon. Probably. Is it worth playing this turn 1? No, probably not. We'll go with the Sanctum. Oh man, look at these cards. They're just so much fun. I love new cards. What is it? New cards are just energy, right? It's just fun. It's good shit. As long as the opponents play, right? Come on, opponent. We want to play. I want to get my Palantír of Orthanc. I mean, the words in the Lord of the Rings sets aren't that easy. Come on. Ah, finally, my one has shown up. I like this, sort of frames me in a mountain. Black gas, okay. Let's go with the Assimilator. I was thinking that maybe with Frodo because it's got 2 toughness, but nah. Leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Blah blah blah. Okay, fine. Turn from your graveyard to your hand. It's quite a cool card. I think you've got end step, scry 2. It's just a strong effect, man. I'm about this card. I think this will be fun in like a semi-control deck. Some board wipes and stuff. I'm not sure this is the right shell for it, but it's because we've not got very expensive cards, and they lose life equal to the total mana value. But it's fun. Why? What's happening here, my friend? All right. Just being able to scry 2 every turn. Don't need that one, do we? Tempting to put it on top so they mill it. It must be tempting to just let them draw every turn, but then scry 2 draw a card every turn is a crazy effect. But take 3 is also quite brutal. So let's do like this. See if they want to take 4. I took 6. Absolutely brutal. Okay, our Frodo's gone, but that's okay. We got power, we got power. Yeah. They're going to take at least 5 if they don't let us draw. 8 damage? What is this? What is this combo? Come on now. Do we draw? No, we just take the bird. I mean, they've got to let us draw now, because they can't risk dying. So we're scrying 2 and drawing every turn. So they've got to deal with this bird. Yeah, okay. Maybe they can sack the Ghast. Yeah. Nice little sack engine, this thing. You can never draw cards with that because you're too low. Well, there's the answer to our problems. Seemed pretty effective. Alright. Not doing too badly with this so far. I'm quite enjoying it. Let's go with this one first, shall we? On black. Yep, we'll take a Sheoldred. Got our little like hate pieces early on. Yeah, we'll put this. So do this in our turn. I know they want to get rid of it, but you know, I'd rather get rid of it on our terms when they can't sack it. Jada, okay. Caller of Nephalia. Ooh, what's going on here? Just another cast, okay. I'm sure they've got removal for Sheoldred and they've got a clear path to draw two more, so it's a bit annoying, but it's our only real choice, so... at least they can even draw one more. Seen a lot of mono black, eh? And we'll go with this and play it on white. I'm not interested right now. Kinda need to keep the Loran around, so unfortunately we have to let them fill their hand. We'll go with this. So we can gain 2 life if we need to with the Loran tap, which we may well need to. Six, 7, yeah, we're dead, aren't we? 9, yeah. Unfortunately, we were overturned there with a little bit too much flood, and this Isildur's Fateful Strike is probably not good in this deck. We'll leave it there just to test it, but so far it's just a really expensive destroy spell with the restriction. Not a big fan so far. Alright, next one. Fine, we've got a Scry land and we're on the draw, so this could be okay. Seems like we're okay. Just got to find one more. Get our Palantír down. This seems to be our banger of a card in the deck, doesn't it? Okay. Alright. Get this down. Fine. I guess early on with this you want to be drawing the lands, but then obviously, yeah, they can just get rid of them for free. Should have put the Sheoldred on top and made them take 4. Gonna say it's got to be a Crucius because they didn't play it when they had 3 because we had all this mana open. Let's do this to draw. Unusual, but I'll put them on 7 cards. Doesn't bother me. Put them on bottom. Since I think we're pretty sure they're going to mill. Yeah, there we go. They can take 4. This would be sweet to get off at the moment. Oh no. Oh dear. At least this is their only vampire, right? So their hand is full anyway. It doesn't look great for us, but we still got a chance. When you don't control a legendary vampire, exile this creature. Okay. I like the sound of exile. So if we do, excuse me, if we do go for throat on this and Edict, that board wipes them in their turn. Okay. Damage. Given how unescapably bad this game looks, this card is still overperforming. Even in a deck like this without high cost cards. I think we need to play this in mono black with Invoke Despair. What are you going to do with your full hand? You've already achieved your objective of getting a Traxor down, so... Oh, sugar. Well, I suppose... they'll get this to come in now, which is a little bit annoying. So presumably this gets immediately exiled. Yeah, but they do get a trigger from it. March of Otherworldly Light and a Blood-Tide Harvester, okay. March of Otherworldly Light doesn't help you. Blood-Tide Harvester does though. This presumably just goes into my graveyard. Because you may cast them without paying mana costs here. Yeah, you're not allowed to pay the mana cost. Okay, you could actually, yeah, you could target the bird. That went okay. And the good news is those things were exiled, so we don't actually have another land. So if we do this, we won't have any black. We won't have enough mana to cast this. If we do this, we've got no creature to put it on. I think we have to do this. If they kill it, maybe we'll survive with 1 life. Maybe not. Let's go like this, shall we? I mean, I'm guessing that they're running back and vote, that'll do it. I so nearly turned that around as well. If I hadn't have messed up and given them a free thing, we would have actually won that. So close. Just learning how my stuff works. Okay, Wizzy the Wizard. Finally, a nice reason to actually be black-white. We've got Lotho. This is a cool one. Like in a hobbit's house. I still haven't even used this card. Exile type creature card from defense graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. That's the tricky bit. That's a cool animation. Come on, corrupt Shirriff. Any other little funky animations around that I don't know about? Don't think so. So, if we attack and they block, we flash this and we create 2 treasures. It's actually pretty good. They're like, there must be a trick here because this is a great trade for me. It is a good trade for you. But they don't want to take it. We could just use this to block the 2/2. Okay. we go. We'll just play Sheoldred, get him for 2. Setting up a little love song of night and day. Bomb. Can they do a 4? You're not veteran, I'm not too worried about that. If this is just a life gain deck, we'll be fine. We got the go for the throats. There's a treasure for us. And this veteran we can get rid of with the Bowmasters. Nice little, like, we can actually play all 3 of these because when we cast our second spell, Lotho will trigger. So let's attack like this. Okay. Not that I think they were going to block Sheoldred, so I think they're going to try and block the Mire, so we'll force them to sack now. And then they can't block either profitably. So they can jump, well, they can block this and won't take any damage, but that's okay. Got away with 2 Surge of Salvations against a black deck. We did well there, I think. Shows how flexible this thing is, because we earned 2 treasures in the middle of a stack climb. Felt really good. Another treasure. We're not going to have so much use for them, but I guess we've got some drawing coming. That could be nice. Let's do this first. Ping, 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 ping. Oh man, we finally got it off with the Bowmasters. If I do this, I'll still have enough for Gollum's bite. I will. This is so good. How broken is this, man? How amazing is this? That was fun. That is a nice way to win. From 0 to hero. Alright. Let's see if we can get that off again. That was that was sweet. Call, go for the throw. We got some combo stuff happening here with this and this and this. Let's say if the opponent's too fast, we might struggle, but the green I think will be okay. Green blue specifically. I feel like you need some 1-drops with this, right? Because then you use the draw on beginning of turn 3. if they don't remove it, which would be quite nice. Loran. Someone's actually trying these elves. Or another, so scry 1. If it's the second time it's resolved. Oh, interesting. So I think we'll just hold, and we've got some flash and go for the fun times. I think there's some good 4-drop elves, right? I played, this is one of them, yeah. I think we'll kill this before that scry goes on the stack. Because then they would get to put a 1-1 on this. They're going to struggle for removal with green-blue. I mean, they'll have bounce maybe. What does this do? When it attacks scry 1, when it use scry, tap X non-land permanents. So they can tap the Sheoldred. That's quite cool. Elvish Mariner. And what's this one do? Gets 1/0 until end of turn and can't be 1/0 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. No use scry. We will take action. So we won't be able to play 2 of our 3 drops anyway, so let's just play this one, shall we? I mean, it pairs well with Sheoldred, but I think we need some removal ideally. We actually could use this time. It is just a destroy target creature at instant speed though. Is it worth killing this? Or this? Let's wait and see. Instant speed, I don't think we want to give them any cards right now. This is going to buff other elves. I think we'll kill that. Because this lets them scry, which makes that unblockable. But that's okay. For the time being. And another elf. They'll probably attack. Lots of scrying is nice as well, because, you know, the card filtering, obviously. Thankfully they don't have anything that is their ring bearer at the moment, so they don't get any of these buffs. These buffs aren't big, but they're certainly worth having. Okay, so we will take action. We've got 6, so we can just discard this. So should we exile this? I think so. Get a treasure. Why not? And then we'll do the love song of night and day. Buff our health up a little bit. Opponent's down to 6. We've got all 3 of our Lorans, and our opponent doesn't seem to be playing any artifacts or enchantments. I'm not sure you want to be drawing cards. I mean, this will be unblockable. We can block the Visionary. Oh, I suppose they can tap it, yeah. 9, 11. Yeah, we're still okay. Got to be careful that you've got more than 2 life left doing that, I suppose. So we'll just attack. And then we win. That actually went pretty well. Opponent's deck was obviously a bit slow and, you know, elf based, which makes it not that strong. But saying that, we top decked 3 Lorans which were useless and still managed to win. So I think that was a good showing. All right. Jazz Dog. I'm just interested to see what decks other people have come up with. Gollum's Bite, we haven't seen tons of those. This is very much a hate hand, but on the draw that is kind of what you want, so we'll go with it. Excuse me. What do we think our opponent's playing? What do we think they are playing? I hope they are playing and not just AFK. Maybe they're playing lots of new cards as well. Come on. Like, these people are all like rated as well, and they're like timing out. It's a bit weird. A bit weird to be like, you know, trying to improve your rank and timing out. Yeah. Ah, red. I was thinking we would play this on tap mode, but we won't be. I'm glad we've got all the hate now. All this hate plus a little Shelly off the top, please. They've almost certainly got something to play with the Swift Spear, so we'll do this at the end. Rather than give them like, oh, bit of lag. There we go. Hey, it is a Shelly off the top. Get rid of that. Chicken Warfare, okay. Alright. Just in case there's the stealing thing for when I want to play my Sheoldred next turn. It will delay them quite a bit. I struggle to get rid of it. There's a 6/6 Ward 1. Glad we get to see this in action. Ronin and land. They finally got their 3rd land. How many do you think they're running? Not very many. Your Ronin's not going to be that useful to you on the battlefield. So or do we do this? I think we do this. Weird to give red cards, but we gain 4 life. and we can keep an Edict / March up. Now they've got some serious pressure because they can't kill us probably, and they need a blocker. That's not a blocker, these aren't blockers. So this is still only 6 damage, yeah. Sweet. Mono red and not a problem with a Shelly around. Alright, time to have a quick look at the stats. So I have actually played 20 games with this deck. Only the last 9, I think, were on the video. The versions have changed quite a lot, but even with me just having thrown random cards together, we're achieving a 70% win rate in Diamond 1, which I'd say is one of the hardest places to play apart from like high mythic. So 70 to 75% win rate with this random collection of cards. You know we've got something going here. You know there's some strong cards. That's not over like 2 or 3 games either. It's over 20 games. So this is a pretty tested deck, and I would say it is 100% not optimized. I have thrown some random stuff in here. My initial thoughts are remove the Fateful Strike. This isn't that great. This I actually really rate. Whether it's brilliant in this deck and we should have more, I don't know. Maybe it should be a 2 of. I would say the equipment can probably go. It's not that helpful in the deck. Lobelia can probably go. Not that helpful in the deck. The Assimilator can probably go. And the Gollum can probably go. We could probably make these tweaks. Maybe even the Flowering of the White Tree. Stick a couple more of our things that we do want in there. Hone the deck in. I'm just going to like not mess about with it too much more on the video, because I think, like, you know, the format is still massively in the air. Obviously there's loads of people just trying stuff out, and that is when Magic is fun. I love it when people are just trying stuff, giving stuff a go. That is exactly what I want from Magic the Gathering. So new set time, it's perfect time. We're going to get lots of videos done. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for those who have hung around and are still watching the channel, even though I've had a bit of a break. I am back now properly, and we will be recording some more Lord of the Rings Alchemy content. I appreciate everyone who stayed to the end. Thank you very, very much. Until next time, bye for now.